dream again. Sweetest dreams will never do. I still miss you, baby. Hey, what's up? What's up, folks? I'm hanging out here today, trying to get some job done. Ain't gonna be ranting today, so you don't have to worry about that. Oh man, I'm not gonna be ranting today, man. I ranted out. Like you need those moments where you just like air it all out, and then you can just reset and start again and be at peace. Peace. This guy asked me, I don't know. The question came out of nowhere. He says, Wayne, do you believe in world peace? And I was like, no. He said, do you believe there'll ever be world peace? And I had to give an honest, you could lie, right? Or you can give your honest answer. And my answer was, as long as you have individuals who have their own desires, aspirations, you know what I mean? Some people want to be grand. They want to be known for great things or conquests or whatever. You're always going to have that. So now we may devise better ways to negotiate. Like now, like we now only once in a while you have like people trying to take over land and stuff like that. You have here and there, but imagine centuries ago it was just like bam, 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 sack this village, sack that village, sack that country, So, but as for individuals and all this stuff and world peace, and we're living in a utopia where the lions and the lambs are lying down. I don't know. Respect to all my Christian brothers, sisters, and all the other religions that totally believe in that. Much respect to you guys. It just seems like it's anti, like the order of things. Like you have negative and positive energies of electricity, higher and lower, the devil and God kind of thing. I don't see it ever being just positive. You know what I mean? Because then when it's just positive, you have no concept of negative. That means you're just existing, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. I'm sure there are more brilliant minds that can ponder these things, but sometimes it comes across my mind and I'm like, I don't know. Like peace, especially when someone asks me. Now I'm forced to think about it. I'm like, remind me later. Now I'm forced to think about it, so I'm like, I don't know, man, dude. What the hell are you asking me that for? What do I look like? I know anything about world peace, but I don't know. I don't know. If you think we'll ever have like a utopia, world peace, I'd like to hear your take on that. If you really think that's possible, if you really think that's possible, it might be, but I don't know. Where's my extension cord, man? I'm gonna try to. I was gonna do this, but I think I'm gonna do this later, man. I started working on this last night. This is a Hoover Lynx, and I found out what the problem was last night. The problem was one of these guys. Oh, let me see. Is this it? Is this where it's severed? Oh, now I at least found out where it's severed at. I found where it's severed at. So, okay, let me give you the whole story. This was last night. I did this last night. I did a show last night. And It was one of these old school type deals. Honestly, I don't really think they made this to repair it. In my personal opinion, it's okay. I think it was just made and like use it and then upgrade to another one. That's what I'm thinking. The engineers or whoever designed this was just like, yeah, we'll just give it to people, let them use it, throw it away. But some people, when they get these type of machines, they like them. It's like, man, I like this, man, and I want to keep it. Can you fix it, right? So, come on, don't move, don't fall. Oh yeah, you're not listening. Okay. So then, what happened was when I turned it on, right, and I twist the nozzle. So that, in other words, you're vacuuming, you go like this, left, right, left, right. What these things have are these, they have these like this, right? So you can go left and right and all that stuff. But what happened is the wire has to come through this area, okay? And that left, right can sometime cut the wire. Happens with, oh my God, I'm trying to remember. It happens with not Electrolux, Kenmore. No, well, Kenmore does it a little better. It's Electrolux. Happens with Electrolux, the old school Electrolux, where they have the swivel at the bottom or the beam kind of heads where that neck swivel at the bottom and the wiring is right there doing this all the time, right? And eventually it severs. And so what Kenmore did, which I liked, is they put the cord on the outside of the nozzle, at the bottom of the nozzle. So the cord is outside of that thing. So it don't look as sexy, but it's more functional, right? Damn, do I have one here? If I keep looking around to see if I have one, I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here. Here's one. This is similar. It's not quite the same thing, but this is kind of what I'm talking about here, right? So all the swiveling is happening down here. Okay, so before you buy a canister and you think about it, all the swiveling is happening here. The wiring is on the side, so they're not trying to fit it inside the swivel, because eventually it's gonna slice it. Okay, eventually it's gonna happen. So, for those guys who design these things, I mean, that's great. These guys are pretty smart, and but I don't know if they use them or if they fix them, for that matter, to kind of know that, wait, this is likely to happen. And if you fix it knowing it's likely to happen, then you're kind of banking on the people, having a decent first run, right? By the time the machine runs out, they justify it saying, well, we had a good run with this machine. It took care of us. Let's see if we can get another one. And you go and you buy another one. But it lasts long enough for you to get past that threshold of, damn, I just bought the shit. Why is it breaking? You get past the point of, you know what? It did good. It did good. But I found where it, in this case though, it didn't cut where I thought it would have cut. I really thought it would have cut somewhere around here in this particular case, but I literally just looked at it and found that this is where it's severed at, right there. See that? So it's an easier fix, I'll be honest with you. It's an easier fix than what I thought I had to do. I was prepared, man. Look, I had all of this ready. I was going to replace the entire wiring deal on this. And now I'm like, nah, man, all I got to do is now, I don't want to take too much off. So I may still have to bridge this. Because what I don't want to do is make this shorter. I don't want to make this shorter, and then I end up with a, I may put a strain at the top. So I'm still going to put a bridge between these two. So this guy is still going to come in handy. Okay, I'm still going to use this. Mm, I'll safely put this much because you can always tuck it. You can always tuck it inside, you could tuck it if it's a little bit too much. But it's better to be too much than not enough, okay? So, where's my wire stripper thing? If you don't have a wire stripper, right, what you can do is just score it, like a light score. What I mean is just put a line in the wiring, and then you can get something to kind of pull it, and then it'll where it is. It'll give you what you need. Okay, so I'll do it like that. I'm just gonna put a light score around here, like so. Okay, and then, but the stripper is definitely the best way to go. So now I have my bridge. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just cut this guy outright, and I'm gonna do the same thing. And I may not need all that. Like I said, I'm most likely I'm not gonna need all of that bridge. I'm not gonna need all of that. Okay, and I do the same thing with this. I just put a little score on this guy here. Okay. All right, and then pull him apart. Okay, fantastic. So he's ready to go. See that? And I do the same for this guy. When I told guys, if I knew that this is what the problem was, I wouldn't have taken the whole damn thing apart. I was reading a comment that someone left for me, and he was talking about comparing the automotive kind of process to what I'm doing on the channel, right? And there was one video I made where I took the whole thing apart because we were looking for a leak, and I took the whole thing apart. And I'm going through the whole process of trying to find this leak. I mean, I'm on a mission. I'm looking through everything, It's a revolution. Took everything apart, went up, found the auto receiver, found that I'm trying to look for the leak, and I'm like, God, man. So at the end, I'm like, you know what? Let me switch out the tank. And I switched out the tank. This is after the whole machine is taken apart. I switched out the tank, and it turned out the problem was the tank. I was like, oh my God, okay. All right, fine. I left the video. I just upload the video as it is. I didn't edit it. I didn't redo it. I just left it as it is because I figured, you know what? You're gonna find out that the process is the important part. The process, though, I should have started with the tank. Which is then this is what I tell people from now on. I tell them, hey, listen, guys, if you're having a problem, just make sure your tank is, you have a shampooer. One, you want to stick your finger, you want to stick your finger up and make sure the tank, the water can come out. But the other thing is that, which is deceptive, is that you can put the tank on top of your machine, right? And the water, it fits, but the water's not coming out. Because if you put hot water in your tank, it can warp it. And if it warps it just a little bit, I'm talking just a little bit, okay, it's not gonna come out right. And it looks good. It looks like a good tank, right? It looks good. All right, I'll give you an example. Okay? It could be a tank like this, right? And people will put hot water in it thinking that the hot water is gonna make the carpet clean better. The hot water, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm letting you understand my process, okay? The hot water is for when you're shampooing those commercial carpets in the office, and you're just trying to suck the water out and you don't have a brush to scrub the carpet. Home shampooers have those spinning brushes that's actually doing the work. It's scrubbing the carpet. So you don't need the hot water like you would need it for steam cleaning on a flat, barely thick office carpet, because it has no brush. It's just using that nozzle. You know what I'm talking about, that little triangular nozzle. So that's all it has, right? So you need hot water to break all that stuff up and suck it up. So do not put hot water in this, okay? All right? Fair enough? But when you do that, it melts the plastic. It makes the plastic kind of warpy, Think about it. Hot water, heat is going to make the plastic warpy, and then it moves just a little bit. So by the time I figured that out, I put the tank on, and the damn thing started, it didn't leak. And I figured it was a tank. So with this guy here, what I really should have done was closely inspect all the wiring, because I suspected it. I turned it and it went, it was rubbing like it was running like zzz, then it went and every time I turned it, so I figured it was up here. So I'm saying to myself, right? Where's the other part? I'm saying to myself, damn, I don't see a cut. It's not severed here somewhere. I said, so I'm thinking maybe it's on the inside. Maybe that's what it is. But every time that happens, it's normally the wire is severed somewhere, and it's touching, is going, it's touching, is going. And it turned out that that's exactly what it was doing, but it was further down. But I had taken the whole thing apart. I split the whole shit. It was like wide open. This thing here. I took the whole, I split it all in half, man. I was about to go up to the damn circuit board up top. I was ready. And then I said to myself, wait, this motor is still not out of the picture, man. I still think something is up with the motor. My instinct was telling me. Anyway, so now I'm here, okay? So what I'm gonna do with this, you have a couple of ways. You can solder it if you like, but there's no tug on this. I'm not afraid of it being pulled apart. So you can solder it. I have a little solder gun. I was looking for my extension cord. I got my little, this is my little amateur solder, because it takes away the, it takes away me doing this, and it kind of applies it as I go, okay? So as I go, it applies the soldering, the wire, what do you call this? Soldering wire, a lead wire, whatever, lead-free solder wire. Anyway, so what I can actually do with this is kind of just, I can really properly twist it, but I'm gonna use a shrink wrap tubing thing, okay? All my names are just shot, guys, so forgive me for that right now. I can't think of anything properly right now. All right, so I'm gonna use something like this, okay? And you can do the whole thing. You can do a real long one, or you can do 2 small pieces. In this case, I think I'm just gonna do 2 small pieces, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna put one piece down here like so, right? Let it just kind of linger right here, all right? And then I'm gonna get my bridge right here, okay? And I'm going to just make sure that these guys are hugging each other and they're playing nice. Just gonna twist them together. Twist tie. Now there's a couple ways you can do this, man. You could do it, a couple of ways. But because this is not in a position that is going to be tugging back and forth, this is really all I need. There's no pressure on it. It's just going to be sitting inside the head, because there's more than enough room, because the twist the back and forth is very short, so it's not a problem. So I'm just going to do this. I'm gonna heat this bad boy so it can shrink. It's a shrink thing, and you use hot air if you like. There's a heat gun, or you can just use a little lighter, and it just kind of holds it together like that. Okay. Now, if you want, you could have, because I'm using a bridge, I didn't want to use those little twist things, because then I'll have to use two of these guys, and it could be a pain in the ass. But if you have to, you can use this too. It's not a problem. You can just do 2 of them to hold it. Remember, the only reason I'm not bridging the same one is that I don't want to shrink it. Okay, I don't want it to be any smaller than they designed it to be. Okay, so that's all I'm doing it. So then the other side now, I do the same thing. Okay, I'm gonna drop this little guy right here, the little shrink tubing. The other way you can do this is you can twist them together like this. You can just twist them together, but then it's going to make it a little bit more bulkier than I wanted. See that? If you do it like that, now they're sticking up like this. See? Okay. And then to try to straighten it out, you could do it like that too. but I didn't want to do it like that. So I kind of put them together, and I was just wrapping them together like that. All right. Okay. But if you did this, it's fine, because look, all you have to do is lay it down. Even if you did it like this, you could just lay it down. Make sure this guy covers over it. Okay. Let me just show you. So there's two ways. You know, you could do it. You could do it many ways, right? You could let this guy cover over it. You see that? Now that it's covered, then you can get your little lighter or your heat gun, okay? And you can put some heat on this shrink wrap thing here, and it'll just shrink it up nice and tight, hold it tight, okay? And then this is my bridge, okay? Simple repair, okay? And then I just put this back through the stuff, and the repair is fixed. Is that fair? Okay. So before and I'm not gonna put this back together because I have a motor I want to install, but we will test it to see if I did the right thing. Okay. So, you know, like, I'm not afraid of failure. You know what I'm saying? If you fail, you try again, man. I'm not afraid of failure, man. I failed many times trying things. So let's give it a shot. All right. So what I'm gonna do, let's take the battery out first, because it makes sense to do that. Okay. And I just want to test to see if my motor's gonna start. All right. So before I put it all back together again, I'm just gonna do a quick test and see if the motor starts. All right. So let me stick it in here. I'm gonna stick the other one in here. Okay, I hope they're under the right thing. I'm thinking they're on the right thing. I suspect it. All right, then, now normally you would have the motor in this, like, put it back in this little cubby area. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna get, I want something to hold this. I want to hold the motor, but I don't want to hold it with my bare hands. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna use this one. Nope. I'm gonna use this one. Okay. It's not a big deal. It's just that it's just, you know, I'm just testing it. Okay. So I'm gonna use these gloves. Okay. And I'm just gonna hold the motor down. That's all. Just keep it, because it's a tiny motor. It's not a big deal. It's a little guy. But I'm just gonna hold him down, and I'm gonna turn on this thing here. Hey, what's up? Kevin, what's happening, man? Yeah, you're back. I'm glad you're back, bro. All right. Let me turn this on and see if I can get this motor working, okay? Oh. I'm gonna put the battery back in. I'm gonna put the battery back in, man. How was your day, bro? How was the day? How's the day starting? Are you grinding the day pretty good? Are you starting strong? Okay. All right. Let me turn this on real quick. See if I fix the problem. Yeah. All right. So I have insulated. Shit. Damn. I want you to see the motor. We'll put it up here somewhere. All right. Damn. Damn. This is hard. Give me a second. All right, watch this. I'm gonna turn it on, and then we're gonna watch this thing start to spin. Okay? Then the first sound you hear is just the motor turning on. The second is gonna be the brush turning on. See that? That's it. We got it working. And that's all the problem. That's how we solved the problem. We solved the problem. So pull it out. All right. So I'll put this all back together off camera. It's just an assembly deal. All right. Last week, I think it's last week, I took apart a Kenmore motor. I finally got the motor in. I'm gonna put it in, or I'm gonna attempt to put it in right now. All right. and we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's put all this stuff back because I got to put all this back in. I'll do this. Okay. I like taking the stuff apart. Putting it back together is a pain. I think that's what guys, we like taking it out. We're going to take it apart. You got to put it back together. Nah, I want to put it back together. It's like making your bed. You take off all the pillows, all right, you're going to make it up. Shit. I can see why the military would kind of insist on you having a very neat bed and all that. There's certain disciplines that does help. Yeah, I'm still working on it. All right, here we go. Let me try to get this thing up here, and let me get my computer up so I can see what's what and who's who and who's saying what's up. All right, and we're gonna go on, and then I'm gonna put this motor in here, man, and try to see if it works. Okay, it should work. Come on, log in already. Okay, here we go. It's supposed to be a storm. I swear, man. This season has been nuts down here in North Carolina, man. It's been rainy. This is probably the rainiest summer I've experienced since I've lived here. And I've been here since 2002. And I swear this has been the rainiest summer that we've had. It's like real odd, stormy, kind of stuff. And rain is good, right? You try not having rain for long enough, you start begging for it. So I try not to complain, but damn, it's just a rainy summer. Okay, all right, I'm up. Okay, so we have Kevin Forsaken in the house. Yo, I'm back. What's up, dude? What's up, Kevin? I'm trying to look at that. I'm trying to look at the what do you call that? Your thumbnail? What is that? It's a green. Man, you know what that remind me of, man? That remind me of my It looks nothing like what I have. I have something really silly, but it remind me of I have something called It's a primal like character. It's a character I drew for it's like a comic character, right? And it's green. He's no, his hair is green. His hair is green. And hold on. Let me see if I can find him. And let me see if I can find my guy. And I made some shirts with my green guy. Damn. Where's my guy? Man. Don't worry. Hold on. Give me a second. I don't wanna. Now that I brought it up, I don't want to just drop it. So let me give it to you. Let me show you my guy that I drew. And I have different iterations of this guy. I have one guy's on a skateboard. Oh man, these guys are gonna try to sell me. Guys, I don't have time. Hey guys, hi. Listen, I don't want to be mean to you guys. I'm recording a video right now live. Okay. I'll probably swing by another time. All right. The salespeople. I respect what they're doing. It's just I didn't have time to be dealing with them right now. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get this going. Let's see what we got, man. I got all my stuff here, all my crap over here, right? I'm gonna try to put this motor in here. Okay, this is hey, I need that. This is a screw. Okay, come on, don't lose. Let's not lose you. We need you. Okay, all right. I'll get another screw. All right. I am going to be replacing this guy. We can't keep using the same one. Okay. This is not good. Okay. All right. And this is the top of the motor. Okay, fantastic. These are my screws for that. Great. All right. I'm just trying to get all my stuff together, guys, right now. I just kind of put everything inside the machine to kind of keep me rocking and rolling. All right. And now let's get the motor. Came in the mail. All right. We found out that these guys were jamming up the motor, really messing it up and making it spark and everything else. And so it didn't work out. We didn't have the carbon brush to replace this thing, but it really kind of scratched up the commutator on this. So we figured, all right, let's not try to MacGyver this fix. Let's put a new motor in it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move this to the side. So the first thing is I want to make sure my motor fits properly. This is kind of a smaller motor than the regular brand here. So let's see. Perfect, man. This is exactly what I need. It looks, well, how's this? Let me not talk too fast. It looks exactly like the one I need, brand new. So I'm gonna just take this guy out of here, a little thing, and we're going to put him right here, like this. So get him to fit on this one. Fantastic. Okay. And, all right. My ends are gonna go on both of these sides. These are my prongs, okay? So really, all I have to do at this point is just fit my motor inside this guy, okay? But before I do that, if my memory serves me right, I need to stick the wiring through here first. See my little finger? Right there. So let's see. Okay. I swear to God, when I first started messing with these kind of canisters, the Miele canisters, Electrolux, Oxygen, those guys, it was the moment you open them, some of them have big circuit board on top and all this crap, so you never know where the problem was. And the process really at the end of the day is just work with what you already know, right? Like if you know that it's not receiving power, right? Well, what's the first place I'm gonna look, right? I wanna see if the cord is good, okay? Now, if they have something where there's a light indicator to let you know that it's receiving electricity, then I know the cord is fine, in my mind. It's not off the table, but it's fine, right? What's the next step? The next step would be power switch, right? Is the power switch doing its job? So you can test the power switch for its continuity, see if when you hit on, right? Let's call them doors, all right? Or let's call them doors. The door is going to close. When the doors close, the electricity can continue, okay? If the doors are open, the electricity is going to stop until you close the door so it can continue flowing down, right? So that's all that is. Just think of an on and off switch like opening and closing a door, okay? And a lot of the diagrams, that's kind of how they have it set up. They have it like close, open, like this, okay? But to give it an explanation, a door is probably the best, okay? Or a bridge, right? So, like a drawbridge, right? The bridge is up, nothing can cross. The bridge is down, traffic can continue, okay? Current, the current can flow, all right? So, I hope that is, simplifies the way I see it, right? So let me put this guy in here. But yeah, before people start messing with the circuit boards and all the other stuff, just verify that your cord is fine, your power switch is fine. And if those two things are okay, then you go to the next step, okay? And my next step, honestly, before I mess with the circuit boards, is I'm like, all right, you know what? Is the motor okay? Because to test the circuit boards, dude, you're gonna have to test every single one of those contacts. And you wanna make sure that, how do you check? How do I explain this? Okay, think of it this way. Electricity is coming in, okay? The power switch is fine because you check them both. Okay, all right. What's between the power switch and the electricity? Okay, all right, great. Let's check the continuity between the cord and that contact, right? If that's good, great. Then let's check the continuity between that part of the contact and the second part, the other part of the contact that goes to the switch. Because it has to go from here to here and then from here to there. So if these two guys, I need my drawing paper. I need my drawing paper. Because somebody somewhere, it may not be you, but somebody somewhere is watching this or will watch this and is going to say, you know what, he actually made sense to me. So let me draw it up. Okay? Let me draw it up. Give me a second. All right? At the end of the day, if I'm going to be of service, I want to do it properly. If it's going to actually help somebody, okay? All right? So, because not everybody's going to want this, because not everybody's going to go this deep. But it's still, you know, it's still cool. Okay, I'm gonna draw it, right? But I have a sneaky suspicion it would be so much cooler if I did it on the TV. If I drew it, don't worry about it. I'll do it next time. If this becomes something I do more often, I'll draw it on the TV because I have a sketch app, and it will be so much cooler, I think, if I did it on the sketch app. Anyway, all right, here we go. So. So just imagine this is your cord, right? Cord. Okay? Cord wire, right? Okay. This could be 50 feet. This could be whatever. 50 feet, the whole deal, right? Okay. Now, your cord goes into the unit. So let's say the unit is this bowl, this big round thing right here. This is the unit. This is the vacuum. Okay? All right. And on the way in, it hits a circuit board. So let's say the circuit board is right here. And this wire hits here, and this wire hits here. Make sense? Good. Now, circuit board does this thing, and in that board it has a path, and it goes like this path, like this, and then there's another contact here, and it has another path, and some of them the path look weird or whatever, but it has another contact here, and then a wire goes from here to your power switch. Let's put a big power switch so you can see what I'm talking about. So imagine a power switch is, this is on, it rocks back and forth. Okay? And it has the prongs. This is your power switch. Okay? So now, one contact goes here, and the other contact goes to the motor. And let's say the motor looks like this guy right here, right? And the motor, this is my motor. It's outside the vacuum. It's so silly. All right, so this is right here, right? And then this goes down to the other side of the motor. Okay, you see that? You see that how that wire looks silly right now, right? So now what you do is you make sure that the continuity between this side here and this side here is fine. So you check that. The continuity between here and here is fine. So you check that. All right. So man, this cord is fine, right? Okay. Then I check the continuity between this contact and this contact. I check this and I check this. And if this is fine, then I'm going to check the continuity between here and here. Is that okay? I'm gonna check between here and here, and then I'm gonna check between here and here. And I'm gonna check between here and here. It's a little tedious, but you want to eliminate the problem. You want to eliminate the thing that's gonna cause the problem. That's at the end of the day, that's all it is. And you're just checking the stops along the way. You're checking all the stops. You're like an inspector of the road of the bus stop, right? And I'm checking all the bus stops, right? Is this connecting to this? Is that connecting to that? Is that connecting to this? Holy crap. The connection is broken between here and here. These two guys, and there's no continuity between here and there. We need to fix that. And that's kind of the way I go through the process, okay? And I don't know if that helped anybody. I hope it did. I hope it did. and a power switch or a rocker, a micro switch, all those guys have. Let's do one more. All those guys have, right? And there are guys who are a lot better at this than I am. I'm amateur, if you want to consider me anything. I'm still an amateur at this because I still go on YouTube and I still learn from other guys. All right. So now just imagine the current is running this way. Current, let's give it a little wiggly line. Currency, current's running, right? All the electricity, right? You know, like the flash. And then, all right. And the currency's running. And the on and off switch, this here represents your on and off switch. And the moment you hit on, the switch closes. So now it goes like from open like this to close like this. So now the current is running all the way through. But while the switch is open, the current stopped. It went like this. And it stopped. And it stopped here. And it's waiting for you to hit the on button to close it down. Close. And the moment it closes, the current continues. And that's all a rocker switch is, a micro switch. So when you do an upright vacuum and you lean it back, you just close the switch. So now the power went to the rug nozzle. Now the rug nozzle is doing its job. Okay? And the moment you put your vacuum in the upright, it opened the switch. So now the current stopped running down to the rug nozzle. That's it. The current is still there. Like your house. The current is always running through your home. All right, unless they cut off your electricity. So the current is always running to your home until you flick that switch and you tell the current to move the electricity to the rest of the stuff. And now all of a sudden all your lights are on. But even if all your lights are off, the current is there. It's just waiting. It's just like, come on, babe. Come on, coach. Put me in the race, coach. Put me in the race, coach. Put me in the race, coach. So all night while you're sleeping, that current is in your house, just buzzing, just waiting for you to hit the switch. And the moment you hit the switch, the current is bam. I'm heading to the light, and I'm a light up your house. That's it. But it's always waiting. It's always anxious and waiting for you to just hit the switch. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Okay, that's the way I imagine it. Okay, and so that's that. All right. So anyway, so what I'm gonna do with this now, I'm just gonna stick this through the back here, and I want to make sure I'm doing it right. No, it may not be the right way. No, nope, that's not the right way. My bad. See that? See what happened when you forget? It's been a while. See these little up here? It's gonna go through here, and it's gonna untack. So that's what it is. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so this guy, what I'm gonna do before I put him in is I'm gonna make my connections. Okay, connection one. Where's my black? Where's my black? My black. And the black is here. So I'm gonna have my white and my black. Now most vacuums are gonna come with white and black. All right? All right, and connection two. Okay? And then this guy now is gonna help me settle. Don't throw these guys away. It's very important that we keep these things because it keeps your motor from doing this all over the place, okay? So what this will do, okay, hold on. So what let me take it off. Okay, let me bring it closer. Because now I don't want to take it off after I put it on. You know, I'm kind of like that right now. Okay. So yeah, so that little thing right there, the little bridge. Okay, what it's doing is it's nestled in this thing, and then that would, because it's now in there, is going to keep the motor from, right? So the moment the motor turn on, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Without this, every time you turn this motor on, it's going to be like, you know, and you don't want that. Okay, you don't want that. Now, if you notice, wow, this is clever. Okay. Yeah, I see what it did. I see. Holy cow, man. There is a way to do it. Interesting. Anyway, they're different shapes and size. So that the up top is tall, the bottom is short. So all those little details you got to pay attention to because it all counts. Okay? It all counts to make sure your motor is fitting properly in your deal. And I just want to make sure I got it right. Okay. Good. It's in here like this. Now, guys, I'm almost done with this because this is kind of elementary. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Some of you are already aware of this if you work on machines, and if you're trying to fix something on your own, it's not, it's cool. If you're tuning in, man, thanks for tuning in. So all I'm trying to do right now, guys, is find my little footing. I'm gonna put this big gasket. I should have put the gasket on first. Yeah. What was I thinking? Oh my gosh. Let me put this gasket on first. Okay. Put the gasket on. This also helps with the grip to keep your motor from moving, okay? So don't throw away the gaskets. All right, and I'm just gonna kind of fit this in there. Okay, and just kind of make sure it fit. Get in there. You just may have to wrestle a little bit until it fit. Come on, buddy. Let's be friends. Come on, be nice. Okay. God, oh man. Come on, you were fitting earlier before, damn. It's that gasket. That damn gasket is just so big. My God. It's causing me to have a little issue with this. Give me a second. You just gotta fit it in. You know, like when them girls try to fit into those jeans? That's that's what it's like. They try to fit into those jeans. It's like, I don't know, maybe you should maybe you should get a different pair. Okay, we're in. Okay, nice and tight. Okay, and then we get this guy here and we put him on. And I'll be honest with you guys, a lot of these repairs, honestly, they're probably, it's time consuming, man. What you're paying for, if you are going to be taking this to a shop, what you're paying for is the time that the person is taking to do it, but mostly you're paying for the knowledge of what to do. The detail, the way the person have to do it to get it done, and all you're paying for, really all of that stuff. You're really paying for knowledge. It's like lawyer. I'm not saying a lawyer is like a vacuum repair guy. I'm talking about the method. The lawyer can make a phone call and get you out of your trouble, right? One phone call. He'll charge you for the hour. He'll charge you for whatever. But he has the connections. He knows what to do. He has the credentials. He has whatever. He's also your buffer, so you don't get in trouble for saying things, doing things. So you let your lawyer do all that work. So that's what you're paying for. You're paying for all of that stuff. Not that 1 second he took to send an email to another lawyer in another town to say, hey man, can you just, do something with this traffic ticket for him? Can you make it into whatever so he can just pay the money? Whatever lawyers do. You're not paying for that. You're not paying for the time, and we get caught up on that because we work by time a lot of the times. So we think in time, but it's not about time, okay? It's about access, knowledge, and stuff like that, okay? That's what you're paying for, okay? So keep that in mind. All right. Okay, folks. Okay, man. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this guy in. Okay, enough for me to test the to see if it turns on. Okay, that's all I want to find out right now. And I don't want to do it outside of the machine. I want to do it on the inside of it. Hold on, give me a second. I want to make sure that all my stuff is tucked. I want to do it when it's in the machine and not on the outside. What am I doing here? Am I doing this right? Hold on. I want to make sure I'm going in right. I think I'm upside down. Let me see something. I think I'm upside down. No, I can't be, because this is a short wire. This is a short wire. Yeah, I'm right. I'm right. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm on the right side here. You see what happens when you don't repair the stuff right away? When you don't repair it right away, like fix it right away, you oh, I see it. No, this is the right way. I gotta pull this more. I put this in wrong, guys. When I say wrong, is look what I'm dealing with. You see how short this is? It's not giving me much room to do anything. But you see this right here? This hole? This hole is for a screw, and the only part of this machine that has a screw opening is on this side over here. Damn it, man. Right here. Right? So this side has to be on that side, right? Right? Has to be on that side. But the way I'm set up right now, is that it's not enough, it's too much tension. I can't get this to flip. So I gotta do something different. I think this black needs to be on this side. So I gotta take it out again. Anyway, guys, thanks all those who came by and hung out with me for an hour. I thank you for this. But I hope that the information I gave you helped. It's not a viral thing. It's not a video where people binge watch. I get it. I mean, those who can use it and get the information. If I only help one person, I feel good about it. If more people want to help more people, fantastic. Let me get this out of here. You know what? I'm gonna have to. You know what? Damn it! I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm gonna vacuum this stuff out, man. Oh my gosh, man! I didn't realize. Look what I was doing, man. Look how much dirt is in this thing still. So I'm gonna clean this out, and I'm gonna clean out this thing here, and I'm gonna find the right spot to put my black, the black part of my motor. Yeah, this side is supposed to be closest to here, That's kind of how I'm gonna do it. So, and the side that, like this, the side that goes down this way, see that? I'm gonna have to fit it like that. So I can slide this right down into there, and the black won't be straining. So, you know, you learn something. All right, guys, so thanks everyone for hanging out. I'm going to take this to the back, vacuum this stuff out. I'm gonna have to put this little nozzle back together again, and everything should be kicking in right about now. Okay, so thanks. You know, have a good day, and thanks a lot again.